This is such a weird story. We wanted to get more information about it. A tiger at the Bronx Zoo tested positive for the coronavirus at what appears to be a human to big cat transmission. So does that mean you can get the virus from your pets? This is something we didn't think was possible. Veterinary surgical specialist Dr. Courtney Campbell is here with more on that. Doctor, thank you for being with us. So try to help us make sense. How did this happen?
Listen, thanks for having me. This has been on the forefront of so many people's minds for both good and some weird reasons. I mean, when you hear about a tiger, that captures headlines, but people's mentality immediately shifts to their little tigers they have in the living room, or they're basically their domestic cats at home. And so they want to know, number one, how did this tiger get it? And the answer is right now, we don't know. The original presumption was that it was from an asymptomatic carrier. And that was concerning to me because typically I would expect zookeepers have technically very limited contact with tigers, and there's been reported that they don't really go into the enclosures, but they have contact through bars. So the fact that there was limited contact is concerning, and the fact of we aren't doing sort of widespread testing on cats to find out how often are we seeing this. So fortunately, from initial reports, it sounds like Nadia is going to be okay, that Malaysian tiger, but she also potentially spread it to her 2 other tigers and then 3 other lions. And so right now, the presumption is, yes, like you exactly said, this is a human to animal transmission, or what's also known as reverse zoonosis. But again, this is still preliminary evidence, or at least initial reports, and we don't actually know if that occurred, at least in Nadia.
And so there was infectivity of other big cats. Are there infectivity going back to humans from cats?
Right now, there's no evidence of that either. So I think the point that you're drawing, Dr. Drew, is a really important one, in that there's a difference between being infected and infectious.
Right.
What we do know about cats and dogs and ferrets is that they can become infected. Now, can they transmit it to humans? There's no evidence of that. Has there been any evidence of cat to dog or dog to cat transmission? Again, there's no evidence of that either. But what I can say is this: from initial studies and what they're looking at, and they're learning about this more and more every week, is that cats simply housed next to coronavirus positive cats can actually become infected, or they've found antibody titers without any direct contact, simply by being housed next to them. And the 2 dogs that tested positive, both in Hong Kong, 1 cat in Belgium, and then another cat in Hong Kong, all of those 4 cases, which captured headlines initially, were between close contact with people who were COVID positive or COVID-19 positive. So we know at least this, that with direct close contact with humans who are COVID positive, dogs can become infected, but they rarely show clinical signs or symptoms. And cats can also become infected, and we don't know if they continue to shed that virus.
So if you say you have coronavirus, or you think you might, does that mean put your dog in another room and don't have the dog kiss your face, or what should you do?
Listen, social distancing includes pets too. So number one, if you are infected with COVID-19 or you believe you've been exposed, you definitely need to distance yourself from your pets and from your animals, because we're still learning more about this virus every day. And right now, although it looks like dogs can't show clinical signs, we want to make sure that we protect the pet population as well. So if you are sick or exposed, definitely either ask somebody to help you out in caring for your pet, or call your local hospital or shelter and say, hey, are you equipped to help me deal, or help me at least take care of my pet while I'm recovering from COVID-19 exposure?
And let me just, I want to restate it, make sure that people don't get the wrong idea. Although the dog can get it, it appears that these are not clinically relevant infections, and then they don't transmit it back to humans. But because it's such a new syndrome, we're saying the better part of valor is stay away from your pets if you have COVID-19. Would that be about right?
Yeah, thanks for putting exclamation points around that, because I really want people to pick up on that. Right now, during times of isolation, people are turning towards their pets more than ever. Pretty much every pet right now is an emotional support animal, right? And so we certainly don't want anybody getting the impression that pets are transmitting coronavirus to them. And we haven't seen any evidence of that. Unfortunately, we may be seeing the evidence that humans can give it to their pets.
Got it.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor. If you want to get more about him, you can find out, see him in social media at Dr. Courtney DVM, that's Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Courtney DVM on social media. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.